For this next project, we're going to be using Model Magic to create 3D pendants. So with your Model Magic, you want to open it up. The best way to open it is to pull it apart, or if you can't pull it apart, use your scissors just to cut the top off the bag. Then you're going to get your Model Magic out of the bag. If you've never used Model Magic before, it's like an air-dried clay, almost like a Play-Doh. And when you just move it around, it can make any shape that you want. So start to warm up your Model Magic with your fingers, and the shape that we're aiming for is a circle. So to get a circle, usually what I do is I roll the Model Magic between my hands. I have my front hand going forward and my back hand going backward. You can also cup it like a snowball to get that circle ball shape. So once you have it in a good ball, what you're gonna do is take your Model Magic, put it on the table, and you're gonna smush it. So press down. You're gonna pretend like you're making pancakes with your Model Magic. So keep pushing, and you're looking for your Model Magic to be about the thickness of a cookie. So we wanna get it to a spot where it's nice and even and flat like a cookie. If you push too hard, you're gonna get too flat, and we don't want it to be that flat. We don't want flat as paper. So make sure it's about the thickness of a cookie. If you mess up, re-roll it into a ball and start again. So I'm re-rolling and I'm re-smushing. And you wanna make it look like a cookie. So just like that. Carefully peel up your cookie or your Model Magic, and you're gonna take your pencil and you're gonna poke 2 holes in it. And the where I want the holes is 2 near the top, not near the middle, not near the bottom. So taking your pencil, you're gonna carefully push and turn until your hole is through. Do it once, then do it twice right next to it. It's gonna look kind of like eyeballs of a smiley face. You can see where the back kind of got pushed through, so just use your fingers to smush it nice and flat. If your hole kind of disappears, just use your pencil to reshape that hole. Once you have your holes, lay it flat on your table. What we're trying to do is get our name pushed into the front side of our Model Magic. So at your table, you will see stamps. What I'd like you to do is find the stamps that you will use in your name. So if you have repeat letters in your name, you're just gonna use the same stamp twice. So we only have 1 set of the alphabet in our stamper container, so you need to make sure you're sharing with the friends at your table. Now to use the stamp, you're gonna push the rubber part into the Model Magic. Don't push the wooden side, it won't do anything. The wooden side is just to show you what letter you're pushing. So I'm gonna start with Miss. So you just push it into the clay. So there's my M, I, and then I know I'm using double S, so S, S. You guys don't need to do the Miss part, but you're gonna do just your first name. So I'm gonna do S, and then my M, and then my I, T, and H. Now a letter like H you could also turn and use like an I, so use these stamps the best way that you can. If your name is too long, don't be afraid to put it in 2 lines. You could do a couple letters up and a couple letters down. Then using our stamper tools, we're gonna create texture around our name. So I'm just gonna use the side. And I'm also gonna use what I have at my table to create a texture. So I have my pencil. If you wanna do light holes, you can do light holes. And you also can use your fingertips to create texture too. What I don't want is you to push so hard that you get more than your 2 holes around your name. So really give it a cool texture and create a design for around your name. Now we have to let our Model Magic dry before we can paint it. So very carefully peel up your Model Magic and make sure it looks good. Double check to make sure your holes are still there. And on the trays, you will see that they'll be taped off with your number. What you're gonna do is put your Model Magic on top of your number spot. So to add color to our pendants, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be using acrylic paint. I have a water cup nearby, I've got my paintbrush, and I've got my paper towel, and I also have my pendant on a tray just to keep the table from getting messy. Now these paints are called tempera paints, and these paints do not like water. So when we change colors, we need to make sure that we're cleaning out our brush and drying it when we switch colors. So to start, you're gonna pick whatever color you want, get your brush dry. So I like to just tap it on the paper towel, and then you're just gonna start painting. Think about where you wanna add the different colors. Maybe you wanna add colors into where your name is, and then a different color for the background. You could do patterns, you could do stripes. Right now, we're only focusing on painting the top part. So you're gonna dip into your paint. Do not scoop your paint, just a little tap. Keep that paintbrush on its tippy toes, and you're just gonna start painting. Fill in the sections that you want, and you'll notice that I'm working really slow. If you need more paint, grab just a little bit more. And I'm using that paintbrush to push the paint where it needs to go. So if there's a little hole that I want to fill in, push that paint in that hole. Once you're done with one color, you have to clean your brush before you get your new color. So to clean your brush, you're gonna take it and swipe it 3 times on the bottom of your water cup. So 1, 2, 3. I like to pretend that I'm painting the bottom of the water cup. Then to get the extra water off, instead of tapping, what we do is we swipe. So swish and swipe, swish and swipe. Since there's still a little bit of water left on my brush, you're gonna tap. My brush is now ready for my next color. What you're gonna do is fill in the whole front side with all of the colors that you'd like. I'm gonna let the video fast forward so you can see mine when it's all done. Once you have the top done, you can very carefully pick it up, and you're painting the sides. Don't paint the back, you can paint the sides. So I'm gonna pick a new color for that and then just continue painting along the sides. There we go, and as our last step, just do any touch-ups that you may have. So I had some colors that blended together because they were still wet, so I'm just gonna fix those up. When you're done, you're gonna leave your pendant right on your tray, and then you're gonna put it right into the drying rack. So let's do those touch-ups. Perfect, and I think mine is all done. I'm gonna leave my paintbrush right into my water cup. I'm gonna throw away my paper towel. I'm gonna close up my paints, and then we're gonna let this dry right on the tray. So you're gonna take your tray and bring it over to the drying rack. Make sure you carry it like a pizza. Now that my paint is dry, we need to add our final details. So we're gonna add a pipe cleaner so that it can hang, and then we're gonna add beads to our pipe cleaner as well. So first, what I want us to do is I want us to attach one side of our pipe cleaner just so it's on and we can put our beads on really easily. So what you're gonna do is you'll notice your pipe cleaner can bend. I want you to take your pipe cleaner, go underneath through the hole, and about a finger's length out. You're gonna then push it up to make a V. Then you're gonna take the short side of your V and wrap it around the long side of your V. So I'm gonna take short side and I'm gonna wrap it around it and wrap and keep twisting it till you can't see it anymore. Just like that. So you should have the long end of your pipe cleaner hanging off of your pendant. So now that we have the pendant halfway on, we're going to start adding our beads. Just as long as you leave enough room of a finger's length to attach your pipe cleaner on the other side. To put your beads on, you just stick it through the hole of the pipe cleaner and shimmy it down. You could do patterns, you could do rainbow, you could do any color that you like. So I'm going to let the beading part fast forward just so you can see what it looks like when it's done. Perfect. So for your beading, I don't want any more than 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then to kind of tie off our pipe cleaner, we're going to do the same thing we did before. Take your pipe cleaner, push it from the back side up through the hole, about a finger's length, then pull it up, make your V, twist your short side around your long side. Now that both sides are attached, you can see how my pendant can hang. You can adjust your beads too to make sure they're where you like them, and you can hang this wherever you'd like.